Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship, as we are already actually in our next best of 3 series. We had a technical glitch there on the stream, but we're good to go. So let's jump into game number 1 of Mr. Root Catz going up against Bunny. We'll skip the introductions because we know where they are.
Yeah, we just jumped in and started to follow it from the get-go. You haven't really missed too much. It's just the opening build orders of game number 1 between these two.
Yeah, we just had what looks like a normal Reaper opening here from this side for Bunny, and then it was just a hatchery first against Spawning Pool over here. Well, so it's all good, all good.
Yeah, so I didn't see the barracks timing. It's either 2 or 3 Reapers. Is there a second supply depot?
There was, yes.
So it's more than likely going to be 3 then.
And this one's going to head on over. Let's see what Mr. Catz is going to be able to do against this. This one's already poking on forwards. A few Lings are on the way out, 6 in total. But the drone will get harassed a little bit. The Lings were quite late compared to most.
This is, by the way, Bunny's first and only attempt to qualify for the World Championship of today's qualifiers. Didn't play the North American or Asian one. Neither did Catz.
He didn't play in either region, just this one. Really? Huh.
No, excuse me. No, he played in America.
Ah, okay, okay.
Cat played in America. It was Bunny that played none.
Okay, so Queens are going to come out now. It's just the 2 Reapers, actually, to start this off. So Lings are positioning themselves quite well to try and intercept, but Bunny's very, very good with his Reaper control and manages to get up there. And he gets another drone. And he keeps evading the Queen. Very, very good control.
Catz has come off a win against Showtime, by the way. A pretty strong Protoss in Europe. He's flying over to California in the next couple of days to compete in his WCS group. And Catz has eliminated him from this tournament. And now Catz is going up against our advancer from the other night from WCS. Moved on to the round of 16 in second place.
Bunny's really making a name for himself in Europe. I mean, he already has done for the most part for a lot, but 2015 could be a really good year for Bunny. So, and it would be nice to see him at the World Championship, but there's still a lot of stacked players in this bracket that could give him a good contestation as well. As a 3rd Reaper's actually being added on here for this Hellion little push. Catz realizes all of this is a bit scary. He's going to add on his Spine Crawler. Some gas is going to be taken at the back here for Catz, who's getting his lair on the way as well. And at least he was actually focusing down on the Hellions, not really trying to deal with the Reapers there. So good control by Catz to start that engagement off. But good control by Bunny as well. Wow. Has to just head on out of there for a second, heal up with those Reapers and keep those at the front.
So Catz looks like he's playing a 2-base Spire.
And that Spine Crawler finishes up, which means that that Force has to kind of get out of there for a second. A lot of Hellions though, a lot of Hellions.
Yeah, Bunny's build's pretty standard. You know, just adding on the additional production now after his 3rd command center. Wanted to squeeze out 2 barracks first to increase his unit count before going up towards his engineering base.
And all of these Lings were poised at the back there to try and jump on this if it did run by chance, but he's still taking quite a bit of damage. 4 Hellions still remain, 3 now, but 3 is still enough to roast up a drone in 1 shot, so he will get a few of them on that suicide run. So 7 in total do end up falling.
Yeah, and some good scouting information too. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Spotting that Spire, so at least he can have his missile turrets up and running in just a little bit, as he's already got his engineering base. It was a pretty greedy build, really. 3 command center, double engineering bay, barracks now switching over and getting themselves going. So 1-1's rapidly approaching on his side of things.
Bunny's had a pretty easy run so far in this bracket. The only notable player really he's played against is ESC Jade, and that's it. He's only played 2 games so far. This is the round of 32 as well. Winner of this moves on to top 16 in the qualifier, where we are looking for 3 players today, remember. Interesting Roach Warren.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by this as well. Maybe he's faking it out because he knows that this Spire has been scouted. And
I think he'll go Mutalisks, but he may switch heavily into Roach production straight after, like a Mulus then into Roach timing.
Yeah.
Like there's no Balin Nest, there's no double evolution chamber. So it's like harass with Mutalisk a little bit and then hit really hard with a huge amount of roaches on the third. But no, it's not going to be ground. It's going to be an air assault from the Night. Well, not an air assault, but a Night Swarm assault with the roaches.
I wonder if there's any room back here for him to actually do that. There's not much.
If he can drag his opponent's attention away, then maybe he could squeeze it in the back there.
Yeah.
If not, it can be right outside the opponent's third. But because Bunny got the second and third barracks much earlier on compared to the engineering base, he has a lot of units out already. And medivacs too. This is an interesting little attack that he's going for here.
Well, these Mutalisks just going to fly on in, get a few SCVs for the trouble, slow down some of the production. They actually force the cancellation of that missile turret and stop one of the barracks from continuing on. Oh, actually got a kill on that.
It looks like it's going to be at the back of the Nidus Spirit back there, but it will be in vision of anything. Bunny sees that, but is he reacting to it though?
At the moment, not so much. He's moving all of his forces towards the third base to defend it.
He sees it but doesn't see it. It is a blip on his minimap.
Oh, dear me. How many roaches are there? 11, 9 gonna mob, gonna pop, so he's gonna have 20 roaches here harassing this back base. Whilst the Lings actually dive onto that third base as well. This is a nice little attack here from Catz. Very, very strong.
Will it work though? Because there's a lot of Marines here. A lot.
Oh yeah. That force can't really take it head up.
He's waiting for combat shields. It's done.
Okay, well here comes the stim, and those roaches kind of have to get out of there. That's a lot of damage being done to these roaches very, very quickly. He's trying to get this command center, but it gets repaired as well, and the roaches get torn to shreds.
Wow. Yeah, that was destroyed very easily. That's almost game.
Yeah.
That's almost game. I think he was a little bit surprised that the second and third barracks was added in before the engineering base here. If it was the other way around, it could have been a bit more dangerous, but that got absolutely pummeled down. And unfortunately for Catz, there's no follow-up. This is it. That's all he has in his gameplay. This game's over. And
one Marauder shuts down the Nidus Worm, so all is good for him there. Drops the scan, sees the fact that this third base is only just started, and that's got to be super, super comfortable here for Bunny.
Yeah, he's moving down to win the game now.
Yeah.
Catz may attempt to do the same thing again, but the roaches aren't good against this high amount of bio force that we have from Bunny.
Yeah, doesn't even have a Baneling Nest, really. So what are you supposed to do against this many Marines and stuff like that? A little bit of time is being brought up to the top left-hand corner, pulls this away and chases it so that he can actually deny the Nidus Worm again.
Yeah.
But that's all it's going to be. He's trying to buy time with all these Nidus Worm locations to make sure that he doesn't die on the other side.
Well, this one might plant itself. Nope, Marauder stims across with a couple of SCVs. That one's dead as well.
Yeah. Tough times. Tough times.
Yeah.
Maybe at the back.
It's pretty expensive, all these as well, to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Well, there is a Roach Warren. We do have a +1 attack on the way. But in a moment, Bunny, I would imagine, is just going to look to finish this one off. This is 2-2 on the way. High amount of units. Marauders not being very good against... I mean, Roach's not being very good against Marauders, and a lot of Marines.
Strong force. Really strong force. 79 army supply against 84, but when it's all in Roaches against Marine Marauder...
Imagine if you killed the Nidus Worm with all the Roaches in it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. He has to unload them all now, realizing that that is actually a threat with this double drop down to the bottom right. Another Nidus Worm's going down on the left-hand side of this map, up towards the top third, but...
The thing is even if Catz breaks his third, he just lifts the command center, defends his main base, while everything on the other side of the map wins the game.
Yeah.
It's a strategy that Catz had to win with, and he didn't win with it.
Nope. Now he's going to try and hit some the third, do some economic damage, but he's going to lose his third himself in the cost of this. Another Nidus Worm actually going down in the main base here, and Bunny might not actually be able to bring that down in time.
He won't.
Roach is plowing up towards this ramp. Will do quite a bit of damage. The Nidus Worm pops at the back with a few SCVs trying to work on it, but there's actually not that much to even unload there. So
now it's like this weird game where Bunny can be like, do you have anything that shoots up? No. Okay. And he lifts his structures and clears up everything else on the other side of the map.
Yeah. He doesn't even have money to get out a Mutalisk. So yeah, it's kind of tough. Kind of tough to deal with that. Base trade is always going to be won by a Terran here, especially when you've got no minerals to make any more buildings on the map. There you go, GG. Bunny takes game number 1 in this best-of-3 series. After I liked the tomfoolery there by Catz, but unfortunately didn't quite pan out the way he wanted.
Yeah, it was definitely tomfoolery, that's for sure.
All right, so we're just going to wait for an invite into game number 2. Sean has to sort out some overlay issues, and then he will be good as well.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
You got the default one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, no, but now I do.
Okay.
So just going to have a look at the bracket again. Night End beat Bly and has moved on. I mean, we could take a look at the bracket, I suppose, while we just wait for this next game to load up here. Updates to the bracket compared to last time is Night End has beaten to Bly and must now face off against MMA, where Cure is waiting. It's a pretty cool game. Bunny and Catz we're in right now. Hydra's playing against Wellmu. Pult, Euthermal, Tilo, and Rail. Rail beating Nurcho is a pretty nice win. Hyun and Elfie. True and Snoot. Multiple times we had that in the Intel Stream Masters this season.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Fantasy's waiting for the winner of Petraeus and Alazer, which we may get into next, depending on how things go.
Unfortunately, Marine Lord's run was shut down after he took out Rogue in the first round, which is nice.
Yeah, Rogue and Pig Baby, whereas Fantasy's gone through Demuslim and Marine Lords, and now is waiting for that next player. That would be cool if Petraeus plays Fantasy. Fantasy, by the way, is in Europe. His team has brought him over in the last couple of weeks. He's here practicing and playing for this qualifier. And that's about it with the qualifier. So as you can see, we're getting quite deep in the tournament. There's not much of a bracket left as players are getting closer and closer to the round of 16. And I suppose we can get ready to jump into this next map.
All right, so where are they? Well, they should be inviting us pretty soon.
Yeah, I got an invite.
You got an invite?
I was looking at the bracket, so I couldn't do both.
Okay.
Okay, so Deadwing's going to be the next map.
Okay.
Between these two. But
tomfoolery again?
It was, I think that's the way that Catz can win, is going to be in these tricky type scenarios. Bunny is world class, and he will show that this year for sure.
Yeah.
And Catz is a couple of levels behind Bunny, for sure. So Catz can trick, and we know Catz is all about his special strategies and his, you know, little tactics that he manages to pull out, and some do work. That one could have worked if Bunny was a little bit more greedy or made mistakes. So maybe Catz has something planned for this map too. All
right, well, we'll see. Deadwing is going to be our map. It's kind of understandable why maybe Catz will be a little bit behind someone like Bunny. He has an entire team to manage and things like that. So, and that's a lot of commitment, not only to do that, but also play yourself. So it makes sense. But he took a pretty good series apparently off Showtime. So that's a good result for him so far. Let's get into game number 2, though, and see how this is going to pan out as we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner. It is our yellow Zerg. It is Catz. And up to the top right-hand corner, it's our red Terran. It is Liquid Bunny.
The winner of this goes top 16, as mentioned a bit before. And would more than likely, and this is just guessing who wins next, more than likely play against Liquid Hero. Unless an upset does happen, which we've seen a lot throughout this qualifier from the Europeans. Have been able to beat quite a few of the Koreans. Latency being a major problem for them, trying to play on the European server from Korea. Very difficult to be able to play StarCraft when you are having a 2-3 second delay with every action you move.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a bit. Be it in Go4s, weeklies, monthlies, stuff like that. You see, we actually had a big influx of players from Samsung Galaxy for a while towards the end of last year, trying to do something there. And yes, they were able to win a lot of them, but they also got knocked out in some because of, you know, probably said reasons. So, and Solo was actually one of those players that did a lot. And then obviously we saw him doing pretty darn well in offline tournaments.
Yep, we did. And we could see the rise of someone like that again in this year.
We could. Catz. Ooh.
Catz, huh?
Drone scouts. Straight across the middle.
Yeah. It's going to be 11-11 from Bunny in terms of the Reapers. And this is 3 hatch against Reapers. I think he's expecting a command center first here. Well, no, sorry, it's not 3 hatch. It's just 2. Wait, is this 3 hatch?
If it's 2 hatch, then he just wants to get his creep spread going really fast.
Like, this has to be 3 hatch. I was just thinking about it, and I was kind of looking at something else. And I was like, wait a minute, why is that hatchery so far out?
Okay, it's going to be the spawning pool.
Okay, that's kind of funky. And this is kind of Catz.
I guess it is for creep spread. I mean, what else could it be for?
Creep spread, like a faster, slightly faster attack. I mean, what?
Yeah.
It's like an inch or two on a screen. It's not exactly
It's not even that, man.
crazy. But yeah, interesting.
All right, well, Catz is Catz, as we said before. It's always entertaining to cast some Catz. I haven't actually got opportunity to for a long, long time, but
The
here we
problem
are.
is these Reapers are going to be a pain in the backside to deal with.
Oh, yes.
With Hatcher being so far away here. And if you think about the queen that's going to be on that further away hatchery, that queen's in danger. And every unit on that hatchery is going to be in danger because nothing can support.
Yeah.
Everything's too far away.
I think he wants to build a spine crawl here very, very fast.
Well, as he started to click on, he's playing. No, he hasn't scouted too much. Maybe, no, I don't know.
What's this drone doing? Oh, he's going to stay here then and just die. Well,
yeah, this is a dead nerd drone.
Yeah, unless he makes an extractor for a while and keeps himself life along. But the lings are going to be kind of very, very far away as well.
I mean, Catz is just in trouble. I mean, he's built a hatchery so far away, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you said, he could have been hoping that this command center first and getting that creep spread going, but he's in trouble.
Oh, here comes another drone. It's going to have to be a lot of buildings. Here come the first two lings, but second Reaper is already out with a third one on the way as well. And ooh, this gets disgusting. He actually might be better letting this spine crawler finish in this wacky, weird situation.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, keeps himself that drone. Actually decides to cancel those two. Is happy with the queen out here.
Yeah, but there's 3 Reapers. And there's once these heal up, they will go in again. They absolutely will go in again, and that queen's in trouble.
He needs quite a few lings, actually. I mean, there's another queen being produced at this front hatchery because he definitely needs it. So, all the defense he can get. One. Almost a second. There goes the second. And he's going to just run straight past the queen here. He's actually going to lose one of the Reapers.
Okay, that's a huge mistake.
Ugh.
Very bad mistake.
That was kind of ugly.
Yeah, very, very big mistake there. Shouldn't be losing that there.
Yeah, that's a nice feather in the cap here for Catz, who can just now be a bit more solidified at this spot. Only losing 3 drones, but to be honest, probably should have lost more considering the openings.
Yeah, I can't believe Bunny lost it. That's very unlike Bunny there. But he's going to follow it up. Fast third command center. Nice and, as always, economy focused. And then we're going to see a Banshee, Hellion Banshee. No cloak, not huge investment.
And the creep tumor has started at the front. So, yeah, whilst all the chaos was going on there, maybe that was a little bit slowed down compared to where he really wanted it to be, but at least it's here now. Actually, he's going to dart past and try and go straight into the main base with these 2 Hellions, realizing that all the static defense was going to be at the natural. And also all the queens, because they were all running over there anyway. So, yes, there's 3 out, but there's only 1 queen here to stop some roasting going on. Good surround.
Oh,
ooh, gets it. Still
11 drones in total now, yeah. Nasty.
And here are the queens.
Finally!
If only he had some more, like, Hellions to try and go into the natural at that point when those were back. If those 4 had actually been aggressive and gone to the natural when those 2 queens had trundled all the way to the main base, then that could have really stung. But it's 34 workers to 34 workers now.
And I like that Bunny's, again, getting the double barracks before the engineering base. I just think that's a much better option against a player like Catz.
Yeah.
There's no need for Bunny to try to stretch out advantages through his build that could hurt him if an attack from Catz comes out, which we know Catz is capable of. It's better to play safer and win the game in a more solid way.
It's going to be the Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber behind all of this here for him. As the Banshee, ooh, granting the high ground vision, those Hellions can't really get a brilliant spot to shoot. There's only one of them shooting there up to the high ground, but did get himself a drone.
Yeah, better than nothing, and a lot of drones not mining.
Going to be transferred to the natural, realizing it's probably a better location, bit safer for now. But the creep's doing okay. Got a few active tumors out there. If it can continue on after these Hellions leave, then that'll be fantastic.
I mean, we may see something very similar coming out from Catz just later. So maybe a bit more commitment to the Mutalisk, and then a very similar attack, but with +1 attack. That's what it's lining up to. If you just look at the production tab, that's kind of what it looks like at the moment. And the creep spread kind of suggests that too, to be able to zip across.
There's no anti-air here. Oh, up until that queen popped. That was very, very close. So he's going to lose himself a few drones once again. But he always seems to find ways to catch some of these drones.
Only 43 drones currently for Catz.
Against 52 SCVs, and the third base is going to be taken soon. And there's not huge amounts of room just yet for him to be aggressive. Of course, the Spire's finishing up, but where was it? Did he spot that? Where is it?
Yes, he did. It's in between the second and third.
Ah, okay, yeah. Couldn't even find it myself there. Of course, I probably could have just clicked on it in the production tab, but I wanted to make life hard for myself, Sean.
More drones! 17, 18 in total. And the Roach Flood's coming out now as well. So this is going to be the hope that Catz is holding on to. Can I build enough Roaches, and does he have enough to defend? And there's already tank production, by the way, too. He's kind of seen the Roach Warren and the Evolution Chamber by itself, so he's kind of predicting, like I am, this is going to be the strategy of choice. And all you've got to do is build a bunker on that third, siege your tank up, and take the high ground advantage and let the Roaches suicide themselves into you. Yeah.
There's going to be quite a lot of Marines out. 8 Marines being produced at any time is a lot of firepower behind this barracks production. And the Mutalisks, what are they really going to do? There's missile turrets in mineral lines, and there's Marines in the main base.
There is no combat shield. That is one thing that does weaken these Marines against the Roaches.
Stims up and looks to save his supply depot. Ooh, almost gets a Mutalisk.
I mean, Catz could try to transition out of this. He could throw the infestation pit down and play a swarm host style up this channel through the middle by the Zelnaga Tower, but at the moment it is pure Roach production, and he's really hoping that he can hit hard enough on this third.
As you said, though, with those tanks there, it's very difficult. Even the Hellbats, Hellions have retreated back into Hellbat mode and should be able to buffer just a little bit whilst this push is moving on forwards. He sees everything at the front and has got to be careful. He loses a Mutalisk instantly.
As Scan just sees minimal drones on the third base and units waypointing over. Bunny knows exactly what he's up against.
Very strong defense there so far. Any tanks that would get added on extra here from this point is obviously very nice, but he's got plenty of bio now. Can just continue straight on with that with 2-2 now approaching.
And there's the infestation pit, so I think it's going to be that natural transition into swarm hosts. And try to rally swarm hosts into that third, into that fourth, while building up a good economy behind it. But this does mean now, with Catz not building any units, he is very, very vulnerable to any type of attack in the next 2 minutes, like 3 minutes. We could be talking 16-minute mark before he's comfortable, 17-minute mark before he's comfortable.
And Bunny's very up in supply. He's at 87. He dropped a scan again. Doesn't see the infestation pit. He just wants to kind of clear up a little bit of his creep at the front. The spine crawler that was there at the beginning of the game, unfortunately for it, got given the duty of dying in the middle of the map.
It's going to be infestors, but whatever it is, it's the same concept. He's still in trouble.
Yep, especially after he loses all of these Roaches as well. Oh, that was a slaughter. Now the army supply is still very much in favor here of Bunny, who continues on forwards and has been able to just march onto this creep very, very uncontested.
And these Roaches stand absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance.
Too much firepower. Marine's going to run them over. And any more Roaches that come out. I mean, he has to have... He's getting pathogen glands, but he's supply blocked, so he couldn't even make infestors to time out with the pathogen glands.
This game's over. It's going to be 2-0 for Bunny, and he will move on to the top 16 in this qualifier. Unfortunately, Catz is going to be eliminated in the round of 32. A good valiant effort, considering it was a 256-player tournament. But he's down in supply, and Bunny, our round of 16 competitor in the World Championship Series Premier League, is going to move on to another round.
Well done by him. GG, well played. As Bunny moves on to the next round. That means that series is done. It is finished. Yeah. Do we have any more small updates here in the brackets as we look on towards things?
All right, let's have a look at the bracket. I mean, you're looking at it at the same time I'm looking at it now. Nothing updated wise from last time I was in here.
All right.
I mean, Tefl's been knocked out by Complain. That is the only notable recent results that's come in onto the bracket. So a quick look upside again in case I missed something. No, that is it. No new major updates.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go to a short break then, and then when we're back, we're going to have more StarCraft action here from the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Qualifier.